My name is Bailey Boyd, and I'm commemorating Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison overcame many difficult obstacles throughout his life, becoming one of the greatest men to ever exist in America. Imagine being the youngest of seven siblings, just to be different than every one of them. Thomas planned to discover the world on his own, and that he did, leaving his mark all over America today. I've done my research. It allows me to inform you about this astonishing man. Although Thomas Edison no longer lives in today's world, his inventions will forever be alive. Kids will always learn about him as the first person to ever create the light bulb. Along with many other inventions, Edison also created a bright future for America. Without electricity, America wouldn't be where it is today. The world wouldn't even be close to it. Thomas Alva Edison was born into a large family of nine. Thomas may have been the youngest, but he was by far the most intelligent. Edison was born on February the 11th in the year 1947. He was the son of a businessman. His father, Sam Edison, was a great role model for Thomas. This is the man who inspired Thomas to become who he was and get to the business world, leading him to become very successful with his work. As an early start to Edison's childhood, he grew very ill with many ear infections and also scarlet fever, causing him to have horrible hearing as a child and grow faintly nearly deaf when he got older. Along with the trouble of hearing, Thomas was declared hyperactive. Due to this issue, Thomas only attended school and schoolhouse for 12 weeks of his entire life. Many teachers pronounced Thomas to be too difficult. Then his mother got angry and pulled him out, and she began to teach him herself. At the age of 12, Thomas convinced his parents to let him begin working his first job by selling newspapers. 4 years later, he moved up the ladder and began to learn about telegraphy. Edison then began to learn about everything that concerned that, and he declared that that's what he wanted to do. He realized that's his best interest, and he wanted to specialize and study that specific field. He then classified himself as a full time inventor. At the age of 20, Edison began using his own ideas and inventing these items for his personal trade. This began the legacy of the famous Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison first invented the universal stock printer. Following this invention, he then came up with the most famous light bulb. The light bulb is his most famous invention of all time. An accusation is that very commonly missed is Thomas Edison wasn't the first person to invent the light bulb, but he was the first to create the technologies to complete the masses it all needed. This invention is more clearly classified as the incandescent electric light bulb. Edison settled down and began all of his later work in a laboratory located in New Jersey. These later inventions included the phonograph, the alkaline storage, batteries, and the kintograph, which is used to take pictures. The great inventor earned a total of 1,093 patents, not including the 600 that were not accounted for. Thomas Edison made an incredible mark on the world. His desire was to be great and discover the world on his own, and that changed his life, and also it changed America. Throughout a life full of obstacles, Thomas Edison overcame all of them, facing the struggle of becoming nearly deaf and being pronounced hyperactive. Thomas came out of those difficulties strong and anticipating a very bright future for himself. Thomas Edison very well knew what he was capable of. As Thomas Edison did, we need to find determination to overcome any obstacle that gets in our way and follow our hearts, and maybe then we could be half the man Thomas Edison was.